Hello, welcome to Motivational Monday on this time that's a bit weird, isn't it? Now, if you remember last week, firstly, I just want to say thank you so much to all of you that inboxed me. I had so many messages. Yes, I was a little bit emotional, but I'm a little bit under the weather at the minute, and I think that probably, that's why. But it's so sweet of you to care, and you're saying all like, oh, you're always there for everybody else, and somebody needs to be there for you. Well, I am surrounded by lots of lovely people, but thank you so much for the inbox messages. I was really like, wow, so lovely of you. Thanks, guys. And I did say that we're going to start on the law of attraction from this week, but of course, with everything that's going on globally within the world, it would be ignorant of me not to mention it. But I'm not an expert, and I'm not going to pretend to be an expert either. But I did think that we would just touch on it in this video and say this. Actually, let me just mention, Mike Dooley, who was featured in The Secret. I saw him last year, if you remember. I don't know if I made a video about that, actually. Him and Lorna Byrne, not Rhonda Byrne, don't get them muddled up. She's a lady from Ireland, and they was talking about angels and stuff, and it was really interesting. Anyway, so Mike Dooley's awesome. I love him, and I love his attitude. He's very, very much glasses half full. Everything's positive, and all the rest of it. And I've just watched a video of his this morning mentioning about the virus and saying how there is a sense of calm and peace. And he said, the way that he said it was like, oh, I know you feel that. And I thought, oh my God, I really actually do. And it's almost like when and I'm not trying to be ignorant and saying that like doing this down is not important, because it's so hugely important. But when you get a snow day and you're a little bit like, well, what can we do? We're kind of stuck. We got to just, Anyway, so it sort of feels a bit like that. And he said, people are saying, let's stay in, let's watch a movie, and I'm like, I kind of get that. I kind of feel that. And that's where I'm at. I've got a lot of writing projects to do. If we need to stay indoors, which I think maybe might come soon, I don't know, then there are things we can do, which brings me nicely on to the law of attraction. So I'm going to share, embarrassingly so, my real awfully put together, my vision board. I'm a massive believer in vision boards. And I do actually have a secret one on Pinterest now, which has got quite a few images and things on there. And I think at the moment, because it's very important to set some goals, some things that you can think, yeah, this is where I want to be at this period of time. This is what I want to achieve. So I am going to share mine with you, but it needs some work. And I made this when I first started university, which was probably 6 years ago now, I suppose. And we was asked to make one, and I just thought, if we kind of get stuck indoors, why don't we make one? Even if you haven't got magazines and things in the house, you can download images, or you can just use Pinterest. And if you don't know how to, it's quite straightforward. So you just go on there, you find images you like. You can make yourself a secret board, which I would suggest you do, because then you're not going to filter what you want to put on there. You could put on there the most crazy dream, or the most out there thing that makes you sound like a saddo, and not worry about it. If that's what you want, then that's what you want. But my picture, my one that I made, I will show you. So I'm a proper work in progress in my house at the moment, and it's up the other way. I've just pulled it down. So they gave us this big piece of a thing here. Now this was where I started, and really ironically, I actually now have a grey and cream front room, which I didn't have at the time. So you've got like grey blankets and things. There's a dog. Hello. You all right? Grey flooring, and yeah, so there's quite a few bits in there that was like that. I just like the look of that, and I do love this brickwork look at the back. So travel, and it says on there Island Girl, and I seem to end up going back to Mallorca quite a few times, which is interesting. And I did actually manage to fit back in my denim jeans, which I liked. Happy twins, well, of course. Graduation 2018 with a first class honours. I didn't get a first class honours, but I went through some stuff, and it doesn't matter. But I did graduate in 2018, which was good. Dance, I'm well back into my dance. Happy, am I happy? Yes, I am. Now this, I'm going to cover this name up actually. I found this check outside. Obviously never did anything with it, because that wouldn't have been fair. But it's just to show that money can significantly fall into your life. Keeping healthy, work in progress at the moment. Oh, didn't realise I wrote that on there. Anyway, moving on. Penguin platforms, this is to do with writing. I don't know when I put this on there, but that was interesting, because at the time I was all about the healthy foods, like bestseller, healthy eating journal, book deal. This was about my YouTube, what I was going to do with that. Lush Your Life Nutrition, 1 million subscribers, but I don't even post on that channel anymore. NHS, I'm not working for the NHS. Online presence, that's getting their ebook, that's already out there. Oh, lots of things about, you know, I wanted to help people with getting off drugs and allergens. So we are on this. So I'm once again an allergy practitioner. More will be shared on that somewhere else. Gluten-free health, that's me, private practice. Yep, kind of went there. Was going to go down this route with these testing things, this machine, but it wasn't quite as scientifically proven as the allergens testing. That went a bit abruptly because I don't know, I'm going to find out when I edit this. There was a weird noise. I don't know what that noise was. Freaked me out. Anyway, so put whatever basically you want on your vision board. That's a terrible example, the one that I've got there. And if you're going to do it, you should fill every little bit of the page. But just put things on there that, you know, you kind of want to work towards or strive towards. I mean, mine at the minute, I've got a few sort of things that I'm thinking about travel-wise. Like, where do I want to travel? What do I want to do? Like, big stuff. You know, the Maldives would be nice. Maybe a sandals resort. It's not the sort of place you can go on your own. So I'm not quite sure how to figure all these things out yet. But it's nice to have something in there that you think you're going to work forwards towards, and that into your reality. Using the law of attraction is to do the visualization techniques. Now, you must have seen somewhere that they've put people like marathon runners or sprinters or racing car drivers, they've put them all through their practices by getting them to visualize. So they close, say if it's a racing driver, I can't remember where I've seen this, but there's a video somewhere where they get them to hold the steering wheel and visualize, you know, doing that race. And they've shown that it fires up so much in your body, actually physiologically. And I just think, wow, you know, just a thought can make that happen. So let me give you another example. If you're watching a horror movie and you're anything like me, now I'm terrible with things like this, you will get a fast heart rate. You will maybe, or I don't know, think about something that you really don't like to have, or think about something you really do like to have and see what happens. You might feel sick, you might salivate, you know, if it's nice or not nice, something that's lovely, you'll think, oh yeah, I could really eat that now. And it sort of starts your digestive processes, doesn't it? Now, this is just all from a thought, bear that in mind. So if you're frightened, what you do, you know, it's what you're thinking about is making things actually happen in your body. So for so long, we're always kind of thinking, you need to actually do something to make something happen. And you kind of do, but it always got to start with that thought. And even like getting Harley, Jasmine was like looking online and she was like, oh, I really like a puppy. And this was like 11 years ago now. So what is she now? She's 20. So yeah, so she was 9. And she started looking, we was kind of thinking about it. And it was like, do we, don't we? You know, so all these sort of kinds of things, everything starts with a thought. And if you're not open to thinking about it, then probably the next step isn't going to happen. But if you can think about it and then you can visualize it as well, using your vision board and other techniques, like try and do it in your meditation. So you'll sit there, eyes closed, imagining where you are, what it feels like. This is where I can, as a writer as well, this is brilliant. So imagine if I want to be in the Maldives, say, I don't know, I could add other things to that, but I'm going to keep that to myself. So say I imagine walking up and down the sandy shores, what it looks like, how it feels, the heat of the sun on my skin, that kind of thing. Take yourself there, and you know, these things do start to make things happen. And then of course you've got to start taking a bit of action. So for my example, talking about the Maldives, it might be looking at some brochures. When's the best time of year to go? Then add that in as another visualization, and maybe think about what it's going to cost and how you budget that, and then starting to put some money away and whatnot. So I hope that's helped you. So vision boards in this time when we're going to be kind of having to do other things, think about other things in life, it might not be a bad idea. So if there's anything specific that you feel you want to see on this like law of attraction series, please do let me know. But we started right at the very beginning, which is the visualization and getting the seed planted in there for what it is you might want for your life. So good luck with that. And if you want to share any vision boards with me, I'd love to see them. You can set, there's all of my links are going to be down there, so go and pop it on something. And I might actually share this video on IGTV. If I do, then please do inbox me on Instagram your vision boards as you're making them, or a link to Pinterest if you wanted to, or I don't know, whatever. I just love to see that kind of thing. I think vision boards are lovely. And I used to run some workshops on making them, take loads of magazines, and people used to love it. They get all the big crayon pens out and felt tip pens and glue it and stick in, and it's like going back to school, isn't it? It's lovely. Well, not the school was lovely, but anyway, you guys take care, have a fantastic week, try and stay calm as you can, and be sensible. I don't know, I just feel like because I'm putting something out there to the public, I kind of feel like I ought to say something like that, but I'm not an expert, and people have been asking me all sorts of questions because I've got this medical degree, and I'm like, I don't really know all the things, but just look after yourselves, and remember a little bit of self-love. It's quite important. So lots of love to you, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.